Well, obviously we have a longer way to go than we probably realize with everything. UTEP is a tough team, scrappy. We didn't handle it well. So we've just got to learn from this, continue to embrace the daily process of getting better, being coached, being more disciplined than we were. So give UTEP credit, they were the better team, and we've just got to embrace practice every single day and just keep building this culture. It's clear that we're further away than we sometimes think.
You've alluded to it all year that you guys aren't a tough physical team yet. Just said it's further than you thought, but were you surprised at how the inability of your team today to respond to them playing physical the entire game?
Not really. We just haven't shown it. We have not won a game yet where that's happened. That felt kind of like the Towson game a little bit, where they just throw us around, and we just haven't had the ability yet to win pretty, to win ugly. We've won some pretty ones, but we got to embrace that. It's hard to win. It's really hard to win, and you got to be competitive, and you got to get out of your comfort zone. So yeah, we're far away there.
So was the difference you guys were unable to figure out how to play against a physical team, or did they actually back off? Did your players almost check it in, early in the second half? Did they just quit?
Well, listen, I like the group at the end there, last however many minutes. That's what Lobo basketball needs to be all about. Again, am I going to say they quit? I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is there's an inability to respond through adversity, and we just got to learn from it, get more experienced. I've never, ever, ever in my life seen a team have 3 technicals on one team, coaching the team or opponent. I've never seen it. That will be addressed. That's not acceptable. I did not think it was a poorly officiated game. So we've got a lot of work to do. We do. We know that, and we got our toughest opponent of the year coming in. So big week of practice.
Don't you feel like guys kind of unraveled a little bit in the lack of maturity?
Of course. Yeah, I think we've got to grow up. Like I just said, I mean, I've never seen 3 technicals. I've never seen it. I've watched a lot of games. In a college game, maybe, or if there's a scuffle or something, maybe, but 3 different instances of complaining to the refs. Refs who are Final Four refs. These are accomplished refs. So it will be addressed.
And you just talked about how tough Devontae is playing.
That's what Lobo basketball needs to look like. He fought until the end. And, a lot of them did there in that second group. That's what we need to be. I don't know how many games we're going to win. This is going to be a process, but what I do know is that's what Lobo basketball needs to look like.
Obviously, it wasn't so much just this game, but because we got a week to sit on this, I wanna talk about the flop call, just in general. Not that it affected this game per se, but it's been called a lot this year. It's been an emphasis, and Jenkins got called for one. That's one of your 4 technicals. Was actually Jenkins got called for a flop. Is that something that you guys have to make your shooters adjust to? Is it taking out the flow of the game in any way? More general than just this game is what I'm asking.
It's definitely seems like a point of emphasis for sure. KJ's could have gone either way. Obviously, House is having a bit of an issue with it because he's pressuring, and he's light and he's trying to sell it a little bit. But it's clearly a point of emphasis. There's always something every single year that the commissioner of officials tells the refs to look at. They're clearly looking at it with us. We've seen it with other teams as well. So we've got to can't fight it. It's not going to change. We got to stop doing it.
And in some ways, that part of your bigger picture problem with this team right now, that they've got to learn to adjust to things like that, but also officiating in the game.
We've got to learn from a lot. This is a collection of guys. I like them. They're good kids, but they're so inexperienced, and it's okay. Like this is the team that we put together, but just learn from it. Don't make the same mistake over and over and over again. So. Take to coaching, we'll point it out. It's not personal. I'm trying to give you the answers to the test.
Based off the scouting that you did with UTEP, obviously their first year at Joe Building, did they do anything that surprised you?
No, I thought they'd be scrappy, physical. They want to turn you over. So we just didn't handle it well.
Saquon got a season-high rebound 9 today. I know that's been a struggle for you guys this year, rebounding. So how's his progress going, and how do you get more of that out of him?
He does a lot of really, really good things. It's just free throw shooting that's an issue that we got to continue to work with him on. But he rebounds. He obviously sees over the defense with assists. But he was in that group at the end there that fought. And that's all we can ask right now as we try to build this culture.
Is that free throw thing more like technique, or is that a mental thing?
Probably a little bit of both. You know, I mean, it's hard when a guy's been playing for so long. You don't necessarily want to change it. Then he was out for, 9 weeks and couldn't really work with him. So just keep giving him confidence, keep repping it out.
Coach, 3 of 19 for Jamal and Taylor. Was that the product of their defense, or not good decision making on shots, or the shots just not falling?
Probably all 3. You know, I thought their defense was very, very disruptive, which was good. But, you know, I think there were some looks we had. They couldn't go down. You know, and they're also a very, very good defensive team. So a little bit of combination of everything.
The second half started as like this, like 0 for 10 or something like that. So that kind of stretch really do a lot of damage. You feel like you probably did get you back in?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have not started well in the second half. We didn't versus New Mexico State. It's just a matter of discipline, toughness, and sustaining it over the course of 40 minutes. Good, bad, or whatever happens. So we've got to learn from that, because we have not had good starts in the second half.
Yeah, we want to be aggressive. You know, we want to be aggressive on that end of the floor. We want to be aggressive offensively. What I mean by that is getting the paint. We haven't done a good job of that this year. But defensively, we have been pretty good defensively. We're not nearly close to where we need to be defensively. But I think we have an identity on that end of the floor. We know what we're doing. We did not do that against Kansas, but I'd be shocked. We'll watch how the season plays out. But I think Kansas is one of the best teams that I've ever watched on tape in ball movement, and we were never able to take anything away. You know, tonight we try to take some things away from New Mexico, because when New Mexico's in rhythm and they can do whatever they want, they're really, really, really hard to guard. And so we wanted to take them out of like dribble handoffs. We wanted to ball screen really, really aggressive and tough, where those guys couldn't do. You know, we knew House loved to split ball screens. You know, we knew Mashburn liked to back it up and take it downhill. And I thought we did a good job early on those two, in particular, making it tough. Anytime you let good scorers get comfortable early, it's a long night. And so, to your point, I think you have a point. It's not necessarily physical as much as it is aggressive. And then we rebound the basketball. You know, it's the physicality and the toughness of it. And there is some toughness to it. You know, we ask guys to rotate and fly around. We ask guys to take charges. I think we took 2 charges. I'm sure on tape there's some more opportunities. But I thought tonight we did a great job defensively of knowing the game plan and going out and executing it.
I am curious too. They're a really good offensive team. They've really only had one before today. One really bad offensive game. That was the Towson game. I'm sure you've watched every film. So, what were you able to do?
Towson guarded them differently. They gapped it up, didn't come out of the 3-point line, and just try to keep them out of the paint that way and force them to shoot contested threes. We're not that type of team, and to be honest with you, we're trying to set our culture in year one. We're trying to find guys that can do it the way we want to do it. So even though maybe the best game plan would be to do that early in the year, we're trying to get better at what we do. And so we knew it'd be tough. It all came down to ball screen coverage and taking away some things like, for instance, when they can go dribble handoff, throw it over, and then they can sprint to a ball, another dribble handoff, throw it up top, sprint to a ball screen, they're really, really hard to guard. But when you take the dribble handoff away, you make them bounce it a few more times they can't, then they're not in rhythm in what they do. And we knew this was a rhythm game, and then we had to take them out of transition. We had to get good shots, we had to take care of the basketball. They're extremely difficult to guard in transition, and I thought we did a good job of that. We obviously took care of the ball. We didn't take as many bad shots and quick shots. We had to control tempo. I mean, let's be honest. I think everybody knows this. This game could be in the 80s. If it was in the 80s or 90s, we were getting run out of the gym. This game had to be in the 60s or low 70s, and I thought we did a good job of keeping it there. The crowd out of it. The crowd got into it the first half on that run, but we had built a lead at that time, and then they get on the run, and so we're down 3 at halftime. We knew they were going to go on another run. It's the pit. It's loud. It's intimidating. It's a tough place to play. But we were able to build that lead. So when they did go on their run, I don't know what it was, 16, 18-point lead, only went to 8 or 9. Should have called timeout before the and one, but I didn't. But I thought our guys did a great job of coming out of the timeout, executing offensively, and getting a bucket and getting the crowd back out of the game. So, it's a real thing here at the Pit. You got to play the crowd. And I thought our guys did a good job of keeping the crowd out of it for the most part of the game.